Hello everyone, hope you're well. That was the Godfather theme, and that was for Tony. He sent a message to me. He said, could you do the Godfather theme? And I never thought about doing this one on the guitar before. And Tony, you didn't tell me in kind of what style you wanted it. So I took artistic license, I think they call that. That's just a nice way of saying I did what I wanted to do. So I played it in a kind of a bluesy way. I think I did that because I'm doing this Essential Blues course on my channel at the moment. I thought, I wonder if you could do a kind of a little blues version of it. So anyway, that was it. Hope it's all right. What I'll do is I'll show you what I played now. And what I'll also do is I'll kind of show you how I came up with some of the ideas for it, you know. So I hope it helps. If you're not interested in that, that's all right. You can just learn the numbers, but it really helps if you know the notes. So let's get on with it. Right, now, just before I show you the licks to this song, what I actually played, I just want to show you how you might come up with something like this. First of all, what you've got to do is learn the melody, all right? And this is the basic melody. That's the melody. I played that with open strings there, just so you can hear. Now that doesn't sound, you know, it's a beautiful melody, isn't it? Nothing wrong with that. But if you want to start to get a bit creative with it, really, the thing I'd say is you've really got to know the notes. Because if you learn tab, and you learn this, and there's lots of tab on this, that's great. So you know the melody. But the problem is you don't know what you're doing. You know, you're playing this note. What is it? I don't really know. That note, I don't really know. Same, you know, as you go on. But to get creative, if you know the notes, for example, if I did the first couple of notes, this is a B, the first note, E, G, F sharp, E. Now, once you've got that, you can start to think to yourself, could I play that somewhere else? Would it sound better somewhere else? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. You've just got to try. So we've got to find a B note. So what I did was I decided, let me go up to the 12th fret here. There's a B. There's a G. It's kind of the same thing. Okay, that's the first bit. And it's the next bit. So it sounds a bit kind of, to my ear, a bit sweeter up there. You don't have to do that. You could play it here. So same notes, but the way the reason I'm able to do that is because I know the notes on the guitar. So that's you know, great learning tab, really, really good. But when you want to start getting creative, you just can't, because you don't know what the notes are. And if you don't know what the notes are, you can't move them around. Like, look at this, for example. Here's a B. There's a B. There's another B. Another B. Another B. So if you think about that, you could decide to play that phrase there, you see. You can do it anywhere on the guitar neck, really. Anyway, let's get back to you know, what I actually played. So the idea was to take that theme and make it sound a bit bluesy. So the first thing I did was the first phrase. That's what I played at first. Now, I'm not thinking, I know this is like the pentatonic scale here, but I'm not thinking of that. I'm thinking of the notes of the song and making them sound bluesy, you know. So the first thing I did was I bent the 14th fret up to make sound like this B note. So I bent that 14 up to the B note. There's the E note. I did a little string skip there. Now when I get to this note, instead of playing that G like that, I went So I'm adding some slides in there, and I bent to that G note instead of, you know, that kind of thing. So it sounded a bit cool. So here's this first phrase. I'll just call out the numbers. If you do want to learn the notes, so it really helps you to become a better player, because you can start mucking about with things like this. So anyway, here we are. All right, now the other thing with this piece is what you want to do is don't play one level. That's really boring. You want to, you know, make some notes loud, some notes quiet. So, so after we've done this bend, 12 on our high E, 14, bend up a half step, let down, back to the E, and then we have this. That's 15, 12, 14, 12. And then what I did here was I bent this 12th fret to the C note. Then I bent it up to the D note, let it down, and re-pick it. All right, so that sounds... All right, that's the first bit. Now the next bit is kind of the same. I had a little rake there. That's where you're hitting all the strings, but the one you're playing, you're muting with the underside of that arm, you see. And then I bend up twice. That's the next bit. That is 16, 15, 14. Alright, so that's quite nice. There, so. Right, now we have this phrase, which goes like this. So this is the 14th fret, 13th fret on the B, and then you're going to bend that up and then hit that 11th fret on the G, and you can give it a little bit of a rake and some vibrato if you want to. I hit that one a bit quieter there, and then we've got this, not that. Okay, now this one, what you're really doing here, this phrase is, so the notes are 14th fret, 13th fret on the B, 16th fret on the B, and then the 17th fret on the B. Now, what I wanted to do here was, I wanted to try and get a little bend here. So what I'm doing there, I'm bending that note to there. So I'm bending a minor third, 3 frets, this one to here. Then I want to go up one higher, so I'm bending there 2 tones. And this might be a little bit tricky, and it sounds terrible at first. It takes a bit of practice to get that, because otherwise you end up doing this. Or something like that. Anyway, that's what I played, okay? Okay, that's that bit. And then I moved on to this phrase. But I played it slightly different. I played it with double stops. So, this is 9 on the G, 8 on the B, and then 12 on the G, 12 on the B. And then 10 on the B, 10 on the high E. And then what I do is, I put my little finger on the 13th fret, but the E string is still ringing on the 10th fret, okay? And then I go 10 on the B and E, and then I'm using my fingers and my pick this time. And then I hammer onto the 12th frets like a Hendrix thing, you know. And that was the last bit. That's 10. And then I do that same idea on the 13th fret. And that's the 10 hammer on to the 12 again. So if I play, that's how it sounds, the phrase. So that's the 10, 13, and then that hammer on. Okay. And after that, then I'll play 12. That's one way you could do it, or that I'm just doing that same move again, where you had 9 on the G, 8 on the B, but I just go back one, so now it's 8 on the G, 7 on the B, and yeah. Do that slow. Okay. Right, so that's the first bit. Then we have this kind of phrase, which is nice. It follows that. So for this I did a... So I got those 2 strings ringing. I'm doing, instead of doing this, I'm going... So I'm bending that 11 to 12, but I'm using a double bend. I'm hitting the B string. So you get that bend. All right. And what I did there was, instead of that F sharp, E, that's 14, 12, 13 on the B, 12. I moved it to this F sharp here, you see. So that was 7. And then I do a little pull off, 7 off to 6, off to 5. I roll that finger to 5 on the G. And then I kind of slide it back to the 4th fret, but without picking it. And get softer there. So it's up to you. The reason I went up there, because it sounds a bit fatter there than here. It sounded a bit, when I did it here, it sounded a bit kind of thin, you know. So that was the idea behind that. So so that phrase is a real blues lick, really. That's 12 on the B, and then you're going to bend 10 on the high E, a little curl to 12 on the B again, back to 10. All right. Right, now that lick, this is coming from this. So there we go, that's the notes, is 10, 13, 11, 12. Again, I'm messing with the notes again, you see. I'm thinking that's an A note. Then I'm going to bend to that note with the rake. Then I'll slide up to that 11th fret. So instead of this, I've got... All right. Okay, now we're nearly at the end, and I go back to the theme again, the main theme. So I did the same thing, exactly the same thing. All right, and now after that, almost the same thing. Then I did this. So instead of going, I bent into that note. Just for variety, that's 15, bent to 16. Back up again to 15, to 14. Now I do a little variation on this lick we did before, where we went, now I'm going to do this. It's the same phrase. And I hit that note really softly. So first two notes the same, 14 on G, 13 on the B, 16 here on the B, and then I play this 14 here on the E, but I play it really quite softly. And then for this double bend, I don't do that double bend again. I do that. That again, same thing, starts the same. 14, 13, 16, but then I want to get to that note. That's an E note. 17th fret on the B. So I just, but I don't pick it. You see, I just go. And if you can get some vibrato on it, that's really, really good. So. Okay, then we're back to this kind of idea we did with a double stop before, but this time I play the notes. All right, so this bit here is 9 to 12. So 10 on the high E. 13 on the B, 12. Alright. And then back to 10. 13, 12 to 12 on the B. And again. And then 13, 8. And then slide into 9. There we are. Hope you enjoyed that. That was a long lesson, wasn't it? I'm sorry about that. I just thought I'd explain some things. Anyway, we'll finish now and you can get rid of me. So if you're not sick of me though, you can subscribe below if you want to. If you've got any other requests or any questions about guitar playing, send them to me and you know, I'll try and help. Or if you send me a request, I'll try and ruin another song for you. Anyway, okay, see you next time. Have fun and adios.